It has been 12 days since the United States government officially shut down. Like no money, no work, things one would associate with a communist state. More than 4,000 United States government employees have been given layoff notices and an estimated 750,000 others forced to leave without pay. The situation is so dire, even soldiers are not getting paid, prompting President Trump to get into a rescue act. Anand Ahuja, a legal voice in the United States, explains the constitutional nuances of what a government shutdown means and the consequences.
There is no such word given in the United States Constitution about the government shutdown. However, if we look into the Article 1, Section 9 of the United States Constitution, which gives Congress a power to spend money. Okay, so under that United States Constitution, Article 1, subsections 9, which gives Congress a huge power with respect to its purse, with respect to its spending money. Under that particular Article 1, subsection 9, Congress has a power to make sure, number one, the fiscal year which starts on October 1, that budget is applied to whatever their expenses, whatever their main expenditures are. So under that particular power of Congress, then if that budget is not passed, you can go in for shutdown of the government. Government employees who are basically working in essential services, and the second part of the government employees who are working in non-essential services. You have to keep in mind, during the furlough period, non-essential employees, they do not work at all. The essential employees, they are being forced to work because those are such services. And for example, you are in military, right? So you cannot, and God forbids war takes place. You cannot say that since government is shut down, I am not being paid, so I am not going to perform my services. Say for example, air traffic controllers. So essential services like those employees who are performing essential services, they still have to continue working. The only issue is that they are working now during the period of shutdown when they are not being paid.
At the heart of this shutdown drama, a standoff between the Republicans and the Democrats. Trump wants to tariff and spend, spend, and spend for his big, beautiful budget.
Well, the Democrats want to shut it down, so when you shut it down, you have to do layoffs. So we'd be laying off a lot of people that are going to be very affected, and the Democrats, they're going to be Democrats. As you know, this country, no country can afford to pay for illegal immigration, health care for everybody that comes into the country, and that's what they're insisting. And obviously, I have an obligation to not accept that. That would affect everybody.
Democrats say not over their showpiece policies like Obamacare. Listen to Troy Blackwell for the Democrat point of view on the situation.
What's happening right now is that in that bill, Democrats are asking for an extension of subsidies, certain tax benefits for those who are on what we call Obamacare, which is basically protections for those who are uninsured or those who are on public health insurance, such as Medicaid. What's happening with that is that Republicans do not want to extend those tax credits, those subsidies for the American people. And what's going to happen is that in 2 weeks, on November 1st, that's when the open enrollment period opens up. It allows all Americans who are uninsured to sign up for health insurance through Obamacare. The subsidies that currently exist are going to expire in probably around December. So what happens is that you're going to have a majority of Americans. There's about 25 million Americans that benefit from health insurance through Obamacare. These 25 million Americans will either renew or more people will sign up thinking that they're getting a certain subsidy on November 1st. And what will happen is that after being enrolled in Obamacare, there's going to be certain hikes, price hikes, co-payments when they go see a doctor that's going to almost double. So if you're someone who pays maybe $2,000 out of pocket, when these subsidies expire, you may end up paying double. So you may end up paying $4,000 instead of $2,000. So Democrats are asking Republicans before they vote to pass this bill to make sure that those protections, the extension of these subsidies are in the bill, and that has not happened yet.
What Troy says about cuts on Democrat programs, Trump has been advocating openly.
Despite all of the damage that it's caused, the shutdown has been, pretty damaging. I mean, it's not yet because it's early, but it gets a little bit worse as it goes along. And we'll be making cuts that will be permanent. And we're only going to cut Democrat programs. I hate to tell you. I guess that makes sense. But we're only cutting Democrat programs. But we're going to start that. And we have Russell, who can talk to you about it if he wants to. But we'll be cutting some very popular Democrat programs that aren't popular with Republicans, frankly, because that's the way it works. They wanted to do this, so we'll give them a little taste of their own medicine. But Chuck Schumer proclaimed this morning that every day gets better for them. No, every day it's actually getting worse for them, and they're having a rebellion in the Democrat Party.
For the MAGA supporters of Trump, it's Democrat political theater to embarrass their president.
We've done our job, and the Democrats need to do theirs now. That ball has been sent to the other court. That is the place where it lands right now. 6 times, I remind you, they voted to shut it down. We need 5 Democrats to break ranks. We need 5 of them to wake up and come to their senses and do the right thing for the American people. How long are they going to allow this pain to be sustained? I talked with the president last night. He called me after the peace deal was done, and he and I both lament, we all do, this terrible situation that we're in. While we're working to do all these positive things for the people and even settle conflicts around the world, the Democrats are playing games. It's political theater to them. They've reduced Americans' pain to a political prop.
And the blame game continues. Listen to House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries.
It's very unfortunate that their behavior continues to signal that they are uninterested in the type of bipartisan negotiations necessary to bring the Trump Republican shutdown to a close. I hope that changes. I hope it changes today. I hope it changes tomorrow. We'll meet with them anytime, any place, anywhere, either here at the Capitol or back in the Oval Office. But Republicans need to get serious about reopening the government. They need to get serious about reaching a spending agreement that actually makes life better for the American people.
For the United States on this side of the Suez, all this can be amusing. How can the most powerful president on earth be blocked and made so ineffective as this?
Elections have consequences, and overwhelming majority of the popular vote and an even larger overwhelming majority of Electoral College elected Donald Trump again as President of the United States. He ran on a campaign platform that America had to tighten its belt, financial belt, that unlike the time when Ronald Reagan was president and America was the world's largest creditor nation, greatest creditor nation, today, when Donald Trump ran for a second term, America is the world's largest debtor nation. We owe the most amount of money we've ever owed in our history. And just like a family that has to balance its family budget, America has to balance its national budget. And that has domestic consequences. It has international consequences. You know, after World War II, It was American generosity and largesse, never seen before, called the Marshall Plan, that rebuilt Europe and rebuilt a whole new world order for every other country's benefit. The only benefit America got from that was goodwill. It's like someone who does well in your family and that person gives his money away to his poor relatives, and all he gets is hugs on holidays or birthday wishes.
So how does this go forward? If the warring Democrats and Republicans do not reach an understanding, Americans are staring at another big crisis apart from salaries: insurance, on which most Americans depend.
If Democrats agree to pass this bill without extending the current subsidy, which what they're asking for, millions of Americans, almost 25 million Americans, will lose their health insurance. What's happening right now is that under this bill, they're lowering the age of folks who can have their health insurance. Right now, that age is 26 years old. So for example, up to 26, if you are someone who is uninsured, or for whatever reason you may be in job transition and do not have a job, because most Americans get their health insurance through their place of employment, you can be on your parents' health insurance.
As the deadlock persists over 12 days now, and the Republicans and Democrats continue to feud, common American employees stand without pay, and the United States government remains officially shut.